Hey everybody, Krins here. I know I'm slow, but let's talk about Sony's recent state of play, and about cruel gamers. I used to think I was hard to please as a gamer. Every game showcase I have ever watched or read about have all been the same to me. Some stuff I can't wait to play, some stuff I'm going to keep an eye on, and plenty of stuff I'm completely indifferent to. But I've never come away from a Nintendo Direct, a State of Play, or Xbox Developer Direct and thought that was all trash. Turns out that I'm not anywhere near as picky as the terminally online. Nowadays, there seems to be an endless amount of gamers that have made complaining their sole purpose in life. I mean, they probably spend more time online posting that we need a Bloodborne remaster than they do actually playing Bloodborne. What you are playing is going to impact what developers are going to work on. They do pay attention to those numbers. Not to mention, these are the same people who are constantly complaining that all they make nowadays is remakes and remasters. Contradict yourselves more, that'll make them give you what you want. And beyond that, most of the other complaints don't even make any sense. Stupid crap like, don't have a state of play if you have no games to show. I think what you mean is, don't have a state of play unless you're going to cater exclusively to me, the center of the universe. I'm sorry if you're so picky that none of these games look good to you. Shinobi?
Striking with lethal precision.
Onimusha? Metal Gear?
Do you hear me, Snake? We are the sons of the boss!
The list goes on. There are so many good games in this showcase. If they don't interest you, that's fine. Instead of just complaining that none of these games interested you, how about you tell them what you did want to see? Like the people that are mad that a Bloodborne remaster or sequel wasn't announced. I might think it's a stupid reason not to like a showcase, but I will at least respect it because it's a legit complaint. Also, if you're going to make specific complaints, make sure they aren't complete BS. It's almost like I was watching the Game Awards showcase again. What are you talking about? First off, the State of Play was 46 minutes of trailers. The Game Awards was 45 minutes of trailers spread out over 4 hours, packed with pointless fluff and industry self-gratification. He goes on to clarify. What I'm getting at is most of these games were showcased at the Game Awards. Well, because I'm a masochist, I went back and watched the Game Awards again, and found only 4 games that were in both. I'll give you Split Fiction, but even the trailer for that was longer, and showed more gameplay in the State of Play.
I took inspiration for this story from when me and my sister were younger.
Look at all of this! It's amazing! I based the story around my dad.
Borderlands 4 was here to give a release date.
Borderlands 4 launches worldwide for everyone on September 23rd, 2025.
Onimusha actually showed gameplay, and this time introduced the protagonist. And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was just a teaser before this, and this time we got actual gameplay. This is where a real brainlet comes in and complains. And like the Game Awards, it was mostly cutscenes or cinematics. Gameplay! They did, you moron. You didn't need to watch more than a minute to see this, and if you actually watched the rest, you would have seen gameplay like this. Or this. Or this.
Must be headed for Moon Mountain. Am I right?
Or this.
Else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil.
Need I go on? All of you can keep making brain-dead statements like, man, I thought 2025 will be boring, but I did not expect a full-blown snore fest. But don't be surprised when people actually paying attention call you out. Like, if you looked at Lost Soulside or Tides of Annihilation and thought they were Snorefest, then you need to have your head checked. I agree.
Holy Grail. Blood. This is a feast only for the king.
I would also add Mind's Eye.
I'll cover you. All this time you just wanted answers about the tech in your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined my life.
And even though I hate most first-person games, Metal Eden still piqued my interest.
How do you feel? Is something bothering you?
Just some noise in my core.
So if you're going to be a whiner, make sure your complaints are based on reality and not the fictional world in your head. With that being said, let's move on to our next topic. Cruel gamers. I'm sure if you spend any amount of time in YouTube gaming spaces, you've seen this video or someone reacting to this stupid video.
$70 doesn't buy you cruelty.
I will agree with him to a point. If you think a game is garbage, it doesn't give you the right to send people death threats, or dox them, or harass the developer's family, or any crazy crap like that. But I'm almost certain that what he means by cruel is what most would call legitimate criticism.
And you climb into someone's personal social media and start actively attacking that person. When you celebrate layoffs at a studio because the game that you don't like didn't do that well, you're crossing a line into being cruel. And
you can't go on social media and tell the people directly you think their work is bad. No. The point of having a social media account is to interact with others. Not all of those interactions are going to be positive. If you only want people blowing smoke up your ass, then set your accounts to private. Don't try and police the rest of the world and tell them what they can and can't say. If you can't handle that, you are the one that shouldn't be on social media, not the ones criticizing you. Don't celebrate when people that make objectively trash games lose their jobs for making said trash games. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with you there too. If you suck at your job, you should lose your job. That is how the world works for the rest of us. What makes you so special that you and your friends are exempt from this? Not only that, if you come out and actively attack your customer base, and then your game fails, and you lose your job, I think people are justified in celebrating. I will use the same analogy I've heard others use and expand upon it. If I go to a restaurant and I order a burger, and I get a charcoal briquette instead of a hamburger patty, I'm going to be mad at the person that burned the patty. That isn't wrong. I'm not going to shift the blame and just be mad at the owner. No, my anger and disappointment is instead going to stack. I will be mad at the cook, aka the person that created the broken-ass game. I'm going to be mad at the person that saw that the food was obviously inedible and brought it to me anyways, aka the QA people. And I'm going to be mad at the person that is responsible for keeping the people that are terrible at their jobs. This would be the producers, the directors, etc. Lastly, I'm going to be mad at the owner that thinks selling trash is okay. This would be the CEOs. No one gets a pass.
you don't know what caused the results that you don't like.
He tries to tell us that we are too stupid to understand who is responsible for the things we don't like. I'm going to use his example and pick several voiced lines from games and show that you can, in fact, tell who is at fault.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night.
In this Oblivion clip, you can tell that the voice actor is trying to give the best delivery possible, and no one with half a brain is going to fault her. You can, however, blame the editor for including both attempts, and QA for not catching it.
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it? Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
In this Resident Evil clip, you can tell that it's the voice actor at fault for such a stilted delivery. And if someone insisted they deliver the line that way, then they should get the blame also, not instead.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
And in this Devil May Cry clip, I'm going to place the blame on everyone involved. How could anyone hear this and think, yeah, that's good? Don't like those examples? How about this one? Who's responsible for shoehorning co-op into Dead Space 3? The CEO? The board of directors? The game director? Yes to all three. But I will include anyone further down the ladder that didn't have the conviction to stand up and say, this is a terrible idea for a horror game, and it is going to ruin this game. The point is not that gamers don't know who is responsible for the things they don't like in games. It's that developers refuse to accept accountability for their shortcomings. Maybe if gamers are mad and yelling at you instead of crying and playing victim, you should listen to what they are saying and do better.
You've got to do better.
Shut up, Falcon. Most of the time, if a game has a couple of problems, most will overlook them if the gameplay and the story are solid. But when a game is riddled with bugs, like save files keep getting corrupted, forcing you to replay large chunks of a game, or a quest can't be completed because the NPC you need to talk to never loads in, or the game is constantly crashing and the story and gameplay aren't great, then I think gamers have a right to be mad at everyone involved. Anyway, that's what I think. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think me a moron? Let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I will see you next time. Later.
気合い入れすぎだろ。